Your questions about business, career, personal development, and achieving the American dream are more than welcome. Email them to info@makingitnow.com. Now back to more Making It with Tommy and Todd.
We're back with Tommy and Todd, coast to coast, and it is time for Miss Brittany to take over.
Woo! We've come to the end of our show. We had a great interview today, didn't we, guys?
We did. I loved
Shark Tank winners.
Yes.
All right, so it's time for Making It or Breaking It. And today we are back at a question we seem to be circling around like sharks time and time again. Does a college degree still matter?
Well,
Open-ended question there.
I guess it depends on who you ask.
Okay.
And in some cases, what their background is.
Right.
And since we have a highly educated gentleman with us today, a graduate of the Harvard Business School.
Yes, I was at his graduation.
Were you?
Yes, I was.
I wasn't invited, but
I drug a bunch of people there.
yeah. Great.
We had a whole party without you. Sorry.
In any event, Todd, you've had great experience, and the truth is that you were a multimillionaire before you went to Harvard. So how important is education and a degree? Tell us about that.
I think that college teaches you nothing about making money and nothing about how to survive in the real world. Mm-hmm. So from that standpoint, it is very ineffective.
Should they teach those skills, Todd?
Those should be taught in a grade school.
I agree.
And all the way through high school, but they don't. And
if you take something like a mentorship and an internship, I think you have to go out of your way to take advantage of those opportunities. Yes. But it's not a specific class called how to win at life and make money.
Right.
Now, what I will say is it depends on which school. So when I went to Harvard later in life, first of all, I was more, prepared for it,
right,
et cetera, because I'd actually been in the real world. But when you get to these really, really high schools, they actually do teach you a lot more practical money making and practical surviving in the real world skills.
Right.
And I think that's why they're so coveted. But for the most part, college in general, I think that the benefit is the life experience you get out of it. You learn how to be independent for the first time for a lot of people. You meet a lot of people there. You learn the disciplines of studying and learning and things like that, base skill sets. But it's not for the real. It doesn't mean you're gonna be successful in business or in a career.
Well, I think it's not so much the issue of college and what the classes are and what they teach. I think it's more the issue, kind of like what Todd was alluding to, of what people's expectations are going into it. And I know from my personal experience, I've attempted to, and then fired, I've attempted to manage over people who thought that everything that they got out of their college textbook and that their professor gave them a gold star for,
right,
that they needed to educate me on, and that was the way it really worked.
Right.
And that my real world answers were the wrong answer, and we needed to go with their right answer because they managed to get an A in a class. Or not. So even worse, they got a C in the class, but they're here to tell me the way something should go according to their textbook.
Right. Well, if you went to Harvard or the Wharton School of Business like President Trump, that has a lot of cachet. I hear these stories all the time about people graduating from Ivy League schools and they go to Wall Street and their first job they're making $600,000 a year. The school that you graduated from has a lot to do with that. I don't think that if you graduated from some community college that you go to Wall Street and make that kind of money.
Well, and to your point, part of what gets taught at those higher end schools where they really do teach you more competitive life skills, they also teach you competition. So the more competitive school you go to, not only are you getting more real world competitive applicable information, you're also getting more real world competition for those $600,000 a year jobs.
Well, not only that, I mean, you had to beat out 40,000 people
just to get there,
just to get in the college as a freshman.
That's more of a life lesson than almost anything you're actually going to learn at college.
What degree? Obviously, I mean, if you're a doctor, it's important,
right? Or an engineer,
or stuff like
those
that.
Kinds of lawyer.
Overall, I would say you don't need it to make it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you need the more important skills of work ethic and ingenuity and initiating work and ideas,
Right.
and street smarts and willingness to learn. Those things are much more valuable.
Right.
A couple of decades ago, I think there was more emphasis on actually getting the degree. I always tell the story of famous Chicago Bears football coach Mike Ditka, and he would tell all of his players and potential players, get that college degree because nobody can take that away from you. And today, if you're, for instance, a star college football player, you're a junior and they're offering you $20 million to go to the NFL.
Right.
I don't think that college degree is going to mean a whole lot to you.
Right. Well,
You can always go back for that. You can always go back for that $20 million contract.
That's a good point.
right. But what a college degree does also, a lot of jobs require it now, so it
Right.
does make you,
Right.
qualify
It's
you for
credentials.
jobs.
It's a
so
prerequisite.
it's a
Yes.
good credential,
Yeah.
and it's a good way to good experience to learn how to structure your life going forward. So that's it for today's show. How can they get a hold of us, Brittany?
All right, check out our website, makinitnow.com, and from there you can find our YouTube channel, check out all the behind-the-scenes footage, pick up our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the good stuff.
This is Tommy and Todd. Thanks for joining us, America, and keep making it.
This has been Makin It, the source for information, insights, interviews, and in-the-trench advice for startups, struggling, and early-stage entrepreneurs and business owners nationwide.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, staff, management, or advertisers.
For more information, contact Tommy or Todd at 855-MAKIN-IT. That's 855-625-4648. Or at their email address, info@makinitnow.com. Thank you for listening to Makin It.